first aid guide of common kitchen accidents. Cause of having a first aid for cuts is having a sharp knife, using dull or improperly handled knife, and also distractions and talking on the phone or multitasking can cause you to lose focus and get cut. Here are some precautions to avoid cuts in the kitchen. First is use sharp knife. It makes easier to control and less likely to slip. Second is keep knife sharp. A dull knife is more likely to slip cutting board, not on a countertop. Third is don't rush. Take your time and focus on what you're doing and keep your workspace clean. Use a cutting glove to protect your hand from cuts and never reach across a knife. And lastly, always wash your hand and helps to prevent infections if you do get a cut. Second is first aid for burns. The causes of burn injuries. First is hot burners on the stove top, hot dishes, oven, scalding from steam, and boiling liquid. The first aid that you are going to do is cool as quickly as possible. Cover with a dry bandage. Don't break plasters. Call doctor if the burn is extreme. And don't use ointment like salt or butter. Here are some 3-degree burn that you need to figure out. First is the first degree burn. It is red and painful, like a sunburn. Second degree is like a blister, red and very painful. Third degree is having a white or carrot, may not hurt because the nerves are damaged. Here are some precautions to prevent burns in the kitchen. First is stay alert, pay attention when cooking, don't get distracted. Use pot holders. Always use hot pads or oven mitts. Keep things away from the edge. Turn handles inwards. Keep pot and pan handles. Turn inwards so they don't stick out and get dark. Be careful with oil and keep kids out.
In this video, you learn the first aid electrocution. Before touching the victim, always turn off the sources of electricity, even by peeling the plug out or by turning off the switch or a socket breaker. First is the victim is conscious. Check their skin for any burns at the main electrical current. Wet any burns under running water for at least 3 to 5 minutes until the pain is subsided. Call the emergency services in all cases as electrical current may have caused internal injuries. Slip, trip, and fall frequently in all areas is left because of many hazards that exist. Hazards are overlooked because we don't recognize the dangerous they pose. A small wet area on the floor, a darkened room due to burnout of lights, a slight elevation from one room to the next. They all have potential to cause an accident. Slip, trip, and fall are typically the number one of accident and injuries in the food services industries. Prevention of slip, trip, and fall can be so simple as slowing down and taking the extra few seconds and work safely. Here are some few guidelines that you should follow every day. First, make sure your work area is properly lit. Low illumination can cause you to not be able to see hazards. Replace burnout bulbs immediately. Items such as water, soap, grease, and oils are standard in most kitchen settings. Food items drop on the floor can be very slippery and dangerous. Third, if you see a spill or problem, don't walk away. If you can take care of it immediately, then do it. Otherwise, you should guard the spill and ask the coworker to bring a floor sign to mark the affected area. Make sure the area is dry after cleaning or it will still be slippery. Clean grease and oil spill with an appropriate cleaner and follow the manufacturer guidelines when delaunting. Be sure to keep front of the house map separate from the back of the house maps.
First aid for choking. First, check the scene. Ensure the area is safe for both you and the person choking. Second, ask for consent. If the person is conscious, get their permission to help. Third, block blows. Give 5 sharp blows between the person's shoulder blades with the heel of your hand. Precautions to prevent choking. For adults, chew food slowly, cut food into small pieces, avoid talking or laughing while chewing, and limit alcohol consumption before and during meal. For children, keep small objects like marbles, beads, and latex balloons out of reach. Supervise meal times and ensure children sleep by eating. Avoid giving young children foods that can easily get lodged in the throat, such as hot dogs, nuts, and grapes. First aid for eye injuries. Chemical burns. Don't rub your eyes. Keep your eyes open and flush them with water for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Second, foreign objects. Don't rub your eyes. Try to blink to see if your eye can naturally remove the object. Third, close the eye. Apply a cold compress for 5 to 10 minutes to reduce swelling. Precautions to prevent eye injuries. Wear safety gears. Use safety glasses or goggles when working with tools, chemicals, or playing sports. Be cautious with chemicals. Handle household cleaners and industrial chemicals carefully. Supervise children. Keep small objects and hazardous materials out of reach of children. Avoid rubbing eyes. This can introduce bacteria and cause scratches or infection. First aid for poisoning. First, identify the poison. Look for clues like empty bottles, scattered pills, or unusual odors. Second, call for help. Immediately call emergency services or your local poison control center. Third, do not induce vomiting unless instructed by a medical professional. Do not make the person vomit. Precautions to prevent poisoning. Store medicines safely. Keep all medicines in their original containers and out of reach of children. Use child-resistant packaging. Ensure that all potentially harmful substances are in child-resistant containers. Keep chemicals locked up. Store household cleaners, chemicals, and other hazardous substances in locked cabinets. Supervise children. Always supervise children, especially when they are around potentially dangerous substances. Proper disposal. Dispose of unused or expired medication